Okay, so I'm just going to show some builds for those of you that might want to be going for LOR.
Nothing can replace the relays we lost.
When did they add those drones that make the blue bubbles in raids? That's in Nightmare LOR. They've always been in there to my knowledge. Their function has changed, though. I thought they just weren't working, but their function is just not important now. Tiger's Prime kills Vayhek. Pretty much anything will kill Vayhek, really. It's just depending on how much time you want to do it for. Thank you so much for doing this to the community. No one in recruit chat would take someone that didn't do raids before. P.S. How much? Not a problem, Nicorish. I enjoy teaching people how to do things. This is a quest to create the galley. Create the galley and return on investment? Oh, fuck. Yeah, Arcane Victory. Fuck yeah. I have a max one of those already, but shit. If I get another max one, I'll probably give it away. Like, if I get another set of 10 of them, I will probably give it away. But yeah, fucking dope. Arcane Victory. Okay, so I'm just going to go through some builds that you guys might want to shoot for, and if you want to, join. So, like, if you want to join in on LOR, I'm just going to go through a shit ton of builds right now that are really good. And because of that, I'm just going to go to my miscellaneous settings, so I don't have to switch through this a whole bunch. Not Equinox. Okay, so I'm going to start at runners. We'll just do Volt and Nova first, because I think that they're the main runners. You can use Loki. He's got potential for that, but I don't think he's as good. The Volt runner build, I just put this together. Pretty simple. These exact form are also for my super speed build. So this is pretty good. High efficiency, so that you can use your 3 a lot when you need to defend and sit on buttons. High strength, so there's some go fast in there. I think there's definitely a better way to do this, but this is pretty basic. You really only need prime flow and quick thinking, and if you just fucking threw some vitalities and shit at it, you'd be totally fine. What does Arcane Victory do? When you get a headshot, you start regenerating experience. Health. You regenerate health whenever you get headshots on a % chance basis. Figured only good arcanes were Grace, Energize, and Guardian. Oh no, Victory is quite good. There's some other good ones in there too. Can you put an Ash Prime build? Ash isn't really for the LORs. This is only for LOR, which keep in mind. So this is Runner Volt. Pretty good generally there.
Did the operator enjoy this criticism?
Slova. This is just my general Slova that I'm always using in general anyway. But this is what it looks like for the raid as well. Being able to go fast with Firewalker, Prime Blow, obviously, if you just have regular, you can still totally do this. It'll just be harder on your EV, and you should let them know that. But otherwise, this is totally fine. A decent amount of range on your 4, good slow. That's what you're going for. You don't really need the range. I have a stretch in here, though, because I like to use the 3 to teleport around and hack the panels. That's just me. That can be changed out for a Constitution pretty easily. Ash could be useful for JV. Yeah, there's potential for that. You can use Invisibility Ash to make most of the squad invisible and then do melee stuff. Not great, but there's potential for it. But yeah, that's Nova Runner. Like I said, there's other runners that are totally feasible. You could use Saren Prime just because she's got a lot of energy if you really wanted to. Not an ideal choice. You could also use Loki. I also think Loki's not an ideal choice as compared to Nova and to Volt, but they're there. Most of what you're looking for is just a lot of energy. I think that Nova and Volt are the ones that are the ones, though. Personally. Obviously, runner's a bit of preference. Moving on, we've got Trinity. Trinity has 2 big builds for the raid. One of them is vital to LOR. Absolutely vital. And that's this. This is EV. This is my personal EV Trinity. I use Firewalker on here because being able to keep up with your team is pretty fucking important. It's worth noting that this is like your mash 2. Mash it. Set up a fucking macro that just hits 2 if you need to. Fucking go hard, pump out the energy, keep on top of your runner. If they have more than full energy, like if they have max overshields, keep putting energy in them. Just keep doing it. Just shove that shit at them. Vampire Leech also makes, if you don't have an Inaros on part 2, it makes part 2 way better because people actually have shields to drive the bomb. So minus Inaros, it is vital that you have Vampire Leech or a way to generate shields quickly. Why do you always add a Firewalker? Because being fast... Firewalker makes you absurdly fast compared to not having a Firewalker. Also, there's CC on it, and it looks really cool. Also that. Okay, oh, wait. That's EV. We also have Configuration B. This is Blessing Trinity. So Blessing Trinity focuses on keeping everyone completely Just impossible to kill. You're giving everyone 75% damage reduction as long as you're casting it whenever they are within affinity range of you, which is 50 meters, or larger than that if you have maxed out with Vazarin. This is really powerful for just keeping everyone alive. Unexperienced players, if you bring a Blessing Trinity with them, it generally makes it a lot easier on them. Blessing Trinity is something I usually really like to have around. This is like, for Nightmare, this is just outside the range of like a thing I would absolutely prefer to have. Like if you're going with 5, probably skip the Blessing Trinity. If you're going with 6, that 6th slot is usually going to be a Bless Trin. Preferably. Moving on, I'm just going to go through some like crowd control frames. Vauban is an incredible crowd control frame. You throw your 3 fucking everywhere. Just put it everywhere. This build is amazing for that. Throw it. Throw it as much as you can. Zenrik helps a lot, but you've got an EV in the party. Throw that shit. Throw more 3s is the fucking message that you got to get across with Vauban. If you're not throwing 3, you should probably be throwing your 3. Like, consider natural talent. Like, that's all I'm saying. Throw your 3. It's very important. This is super high CC, really powerful on Vauban. Obviously, Vauban is one of the harder warframes to get. Not required. I actually prefer Rhino over him. Speaking of Rhino, let's talk about Rhino. Okay, so for Rhino, it is... That is... Not that build. This one. Okay, this is Crowd Control Rhino, also known as Stomp the World. This one, you just fucking hit 4. Hit 4 until you can't hit 4. You also have Iron Shrapnel, so you're basically unkillable because you can refresh your 2. So, fucking stomp the world. Make it so time... Like, if you're not Zawarudoing the entire fucking map, then you're doing something wrong. Like, that's what's up with this. You max out that range. You fucking put everyone on notice that they are slowed, and you are gonna slow them. Like, that's what's happening here. Like, that is what the go-ahead is for this. Fucking everybody stop. Rhino is in charge here. That's what's going on with this. Banshee is also a top CC'er. Not Banshee. There we go. Banshee. I don't have a format out build for Banshee, but this is... Is this it? Wait, is this... No, that's Sonar. Yeah, here we go. Resonating Quake. This is really important to this. Basically, max out your fucking range, max out your efficiency, fucking wub wub. This is wub wub Banshee. Basically, get in a fucking button, press 4, everything on the map can't move. Like, that's what's going on with Banshee. Like, wub wub everything. Enormous range. Obviously, Banshee's a bit squishier than Rhino, which is why I prefer Rhino over her, but whatever. Totally doable. Frost is reasonable. Freeze the World is actually viable here, but Frost is a bit slow, so you might not actually want to bring him. Not that build, but this one. Absolute max range. Fucking freeze everything. Put everything on ice. Fucking what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. That's what's happening here. Freeze everything forever, eternally. Fuck that shit. Gone. Inaros is pretty vital to the raid. In my eyes. He's not super meta. He's my meta. Inaros is my meta because him as a driver is, like, basically unstoppable. Inaros is fucking impossible to put down. Like, Inaros dying in the raid is not likely to ever happen, period, because you've got your 2, you got your 1, you got your 4. All this health that you're using to drive the car. Like, you have all this CC that Inaros just has with this build regularly. This is just my normal Inaros build. He's just great for this. Is Firequake viable for LoR CC? Yes, but it's low tier. So this is just, like, this is range. Keep yourself full of health. Use Inaros' passive. Bring a dagger if you have to. Like, fucking put sand in everyone's eyes. Like, that is what the plan here is, and you're the driver for the bomb. And you fucking can't die. Bring Vazarin and res people. Like, the puny mortal Nova, you're Inaros. You fucking can't die. So in the middle of, like, 100 bombard rockets, you're just like... I rezzed you, I rezzed you, I rezzed you. That's what Inaros does. He's a safety frame. Beyond that, we already talked about Loki. Loki's just prime flow, and then, like, you can... Well, there's a couple different things. There's a couple of different things you can do. I'm not gonna, like, rebuild him to show this. This is my general just fucking do everything Loki, and you can totally bring this. But instead, doing complete max range is probably better here. Bringing a Radiating Disarm is actually not suggested for this, because you don't want the enemies to kill each other that shouldn't be dying. Beyond that, stay invisible, fucking disarm everybody. If they don't have guns, they might as well be infested, which means they're useless enemies. If you have, like, if you have disarmed bombards and shit, guess what? That means that they can't knock you down with their rockets, so that means they go off the kill list. You don't need to kill them. They take up slots in, like, the max spawn list of enemies, which means you're just filling up the max spawn list faster on enemies that don't mean anything and can just stand around. No, exactly, Aces. And, like, with this, like, Loki's just fast. You can use him as a runner. Obviously, with this, you would have to put in a prime flow to be a runner. Which, let's throw that here instead of fleeting for a second. 744 energy. Nothing to sneeze at. Pretty high. Segment you're doing right now needs to be a stream highlight. It's super useful information. I'll probably highlight this. I probably should do that. Okay, so Loki is really useful for the raid. I don't think he's getting as much use as he used to, just because Rhino and Banshee are actually super valuable in this right now. Mirage used to be the, like, meta-defining frame with her 4. Still really good. That blind is still really, really powerful, which is this build. This build is still really, really good. This is not formatted at all. You can absolutely bring this to the raid. Quick thinking, even with this level of flow. You can put 2 more ranks into that. I have the capacity for that. I'm just not doing it. Put a fucking thing in here, put prime flow on this, and, like, there's actually precedence for Mirage being a runner like that, although I probably wouldn't suggest it. And then you can also do some blinding with your 4. Basically, if you're a Mirage, you throw your blind straight up and blind everything that can see the ball, which is really important. But still really viable, still, like, good. Not as good as, like, Rhino or Banshee, but still super solid. In the blinding way, Excal. I'll show a regular Excal, because this has no Forma, and this is a super achievable build, so... Also, if anyone ever wanted to see my why would you use, this is what I use in the why would you use. It's just some basic shit. I actually, like, toned it down to, like, a mediocre level. I'm just gonna build this out really fast. Also, quick thinking is really good in the raid because you're always bringing in EV Trinity, so quick thinking is fucking dope. Overextended, stretch, cunning drift. Wait. And then... boom, done. Super good. Don't even use this polarity. Don't, well, I mean, you can. Whatever. Throw a fucking... there you go, rank 6 vitality. Boom, done. This is totally raid viable. Max range blinding. Like, you can just fucking spam that shit over and over and over and over. Like, you would like, preferably, to have some duration, but it's, like, honestly not even needed. Like, actually, you could take this out. This would be a little bit better, technically, but not even required. Not even required. And then your last mod might be Mobilize for some speed. There you go. This is actually a little bit better. This is a little bit more optimized. Just fucking blind everything. Blind everything that can see you. Fucking blind for days. That's good enough. This range is actually really large. Like, 235. Like, let's just look at the range that that's at. That is at 60 meters. 60 meters of people that can see you. Lots of open areas in LoR. Still totally viable. Moving on from that. I guess we'll talk about Ember. Ember is like a low tier, but you can technically do it with this. Ember is lower tier for this. But basically... this is a low level kill build. Kill bill. Fucking. I'll just build this out real quick. Fire Quake. Duration. Oh, wait, I didn't put an aura in. So for this one, I haven't formatted this at all. So, I mean, I would put growing power in here. In general. Because that's, like, the mod I prefer on this. And then these last ones would be... it's not here immediately. So quick thinking would be this last slot. And then this V polarity would probably be... I'd actually probably go with Firewalker. There you go. Good efficiency. Huge range, Firequake, constant knockdowns, like that's what's happening. What have I missed since 2 hours ago? We did everything except for Jorah's Verdict McGuire. Yeah, this fucking knock down everything. Firequake, like, applies constant knockdowns. Just fucking everyone hit the fucking floor. That's what's happening with this. Decent range, not as good as a lot of other CC, but Ember is definitely viable for this, although I wouldn't prefer an Ember. Ember is pretty low tier on the crowd control, but it does technically work. Technically works. We already talked about Nova. Nyx is also similarly a relatively low tier thing, but worth noting, on non-Nightmare LoR, no one is better at sitting on a button than Nyx. No one, because you can hit 4, and then that button, that is your button. Like you got any kind of shotgun, you got like a regular Tigress, fuck anyone that gets near your button, that's yours. You just sit here, like you assimilate, like you're the fucking Terminator, no one can fucking stop you. You're sitting on that button whether they like it or not. Also, everyone's shooting each other, which is kind of a minor upside downside, but still totally fine. But yeah, this is totally viable. Also, you can technically run with this, although I wouldn't. You can do a runner build with this, not suggested. Beyond that, I said Saren Prime is a runner. Like, you don't, but you can use this as a runner. Because, like, if we look at, these are all builds I was fucking testing. Fucking Prime Flow, throw that up. You have 850 energy, just like Volt, so technically you can use this as a runner. Probably don't do that, though, because you have nothing else to add to the team besides a lot of energy. Beyond that, am I missing anyone? Let's see here. I think I got everybody.